Uh-oh. Stinky.
So recently I've been seeing more and more people give praise to the first installment of the Persona series, and I'm like, huh? I played it not long ago and really didn't like it. Now I wouldn't say it's one of the worst things I've ever played, just one of the worst things I've ever played. Next to Persona 4 Portable, of course. I want the detail as to why this game is indeed ass. Oh, warning, all of the following statements aren't up for debate. Don't bother commenting something like, well, I actually think you're looking at it from a wrong perspective. Screw that, I know what I like and I don't care what you think. I hate you. So my first issue of this game comes with the price of it. I know a lot of people will say that, why didn't you just use an emulator? Why didn't you just emulate the game? Which is dumb. Personally, I believe that people who use emulators are worthy of being down in the streets. So, not deciding to use an emulator, I bought myself a copy of Persona 1 game for PlayStation consoles. Sadly though, I had to drop out of college just to afford one, so now I'm broke and uneducated. But hey, at least the game was worth it, right? No. Besides costing me the equivalent of my left cheek, the game itself was also trash. Without getting into the process of cheek selling, at least not yet, let me talk about this game's art and presentation first. It's fine, the art itself is fine, the in-game environments look pretty nice, either in the overworld map, that feels like a really small town, the little 3/4 shots, you know, those little rooms, and the dungeons themselves, they look great, they give off this cool, nice, mysterious feeling, but good lord, these character designs suck. Okay, maybe I'm being that's a little too hyperbolic. I mean, they look fine in sprite form, but some of these character portraits look like literal dog shit. Like, take Alana. She looks fine in sprite form, but her portrait makes her look whiter than
Mayo.
Look at the protagonist. His face is so pasty and elongated. Why? And the same thing happens with Ellen, except she looks diseased and about to die in the next... Oh. Well, even though she's dead, she reminds me of another issue I have with this game's art, particularly outside of the game. Okay, so tell me, what's wrong with this art? That's right, they use the incorrect character designs. I mean, just look at fucking Ellen again. I don't mean to disrespect the dead, but Ellen, And look, in the official GameSpot Pro magazine review of the game, they literally use a completely different design of the protagonist here. How do you make that mistake? Good to know Alice's quality hasn't changed over the year. I mean, even if what they do is typically shit, at least they're pretty consistent about it, which I have to respect. Absolutely. Yeah, but what about the story? Well, it's not good. Nothing too spectacular, though. The characters are all distinct and likable to an extent, but some characters are obviously given more attention than others. Some just appear and have, like, no presence for the rest of the game. Looking at you, Yuki. But Mary, on the other hand, let's just base the whole damn story around her. Yeah. I joke about that, but she herself is a well-developed and interesting character due to her focus. But I really wish we got more from characters like Nate, Mark, and especially Yuki. But at least they're all entertaining, except for Alana. Besides committing the unforgivable sin of being a white woman, she's also a huge meanie, making fun of other people's appearance, and is probably into astrology. Like, that kind of astrology. How abhorrent. Anyways, in-game dialogue is fine, for the most part. Got a decent laugh out of me, but Persona 1 is honestly something I've seen before. Its story is just okay, aside from a few standout moments, I guess. My opinions tend to fluctuate on this kind of stuff, so check for a potential update to the story in the future, I guess. I don't know. As for the gameplay itself, starting off with the combat, it's... I like how lengthy the battles are. For example, the Persona summoning animation takes 15 seconds to play out for each character. It really goes to show how much effort it could take to summon a Persona, unlike in the new games where you just select the moves and it happens almost instantly. It's unrealistic and I don't like it. Stupidly though, there are barely any encounters. You could walk for like 30 seconds to a full minute and a half and encounter nothing. It makes the already boring dungeons even more boring. I hate these dungeons, bro. On God. Anyways, back to the combat. I really hate how much of an investment it takes to summon a Persona. You have to summon them, use a move, get a new move, keep using the moves, all until you can take max rank. It's boring and takes a while with no option to speed things up. At least fusing Persona is cool, I guess. You throw in a random thing while fusing for the X's and O's, or maybe an arrow if you're feeling sexy today. It's complicated, which is something I can't really say much regarding the first Persona game. And going back to the presentation of it, I actually really like the voices they use for characters during their battles. It's shitty, but honestly kind of genuine and endearing. Like Chris, he sounds like a fucking chipmunk. Same for the FMVs. Philomore looks pretty cool and his voice is quite silly. I know I ended up having too many nice things to say regarding Persona 1 the Demon Slayer, but no, I actually hate this game. I know a lot of Persona fan ones are going to be hating this video, especially the part where I destroy my $800 copy of Persona 1, but this is not the best. There is just so much I haven't mentioned, either because of the time I have to make this video or the fact that they've been so extensively documented that I really can't be bothered to commentate on them. Anyways, I fucking hate this game. Fuck Persona 1, you smell bad.